Hello, sleepyheads. You've been hard at work. It's okay. You are okay now. All the hard work has paid off. And it's time. Time for your well-deserved rest. This is Sleep with Will. Thank you for inviting me to usher you into a dreamy slumber. It's improv story time. In case you didn't know, or the first time you've heard it, I just draw 3 random pictures and tell you a little story about it. Thank you for listening. And as you know, I do not insert any ads into this podcast. Your like, your follow or subscribe is the greatest support that I can gratefully receive. And if you'd like to support my work with some additional help, feel free to go to sleepwithwill.com to find ways to support me, or you can find the links in the show notes. Thank you. Let the story begin. Michael and Julie, 2 lovely scientists. They met on a friend's picnic. They both love the outdoors, but what they truly care about is robots. They love just the mechanical engineering of making something that animates and well put together. After many years of robotic pursuit, they fell in love. And on this fateful day, Michael asked Julie to go on a picnic with him, full of grass, scenery, reminiscing of the first time that they met. He prepared her favorite bread, her favorite food, her favorite tea to go with them first, and a little glass of wine to top it off. And then all of a sudden, the picnic blanket turned into a wormhole. Julie just fell right into it along with every other picnic items, while gracefully holding a glass of wine still in her hand. Miguel panicked, trying to grab her arm and to pull her out of the wormhole, but alas, it didn't work. Julie fell straight through and through and through for ages. And then, when she woke up, she found herself in this world that she didn't quite understand. She noticed there was some cut on her arms. Wait, my arm is not yellow. Why is my arm yellow? Julie thought. She turned around, found the monitor next to her, and she looked inside and saw her own reflection. Julie yelped. Why do I look like Wall-E? I don't understand. Why am I talking like this? Julie had turned into a little yellow robot. No mouse, with a screen with 2 little dots reminiscing of her eyes. She's completely flabbergasted. She noticed her fingers start to hurt. And she found a welding gun to say, well, maybe I can start fixing myself out while I try to understand what is happening. On the other hand, Michael is still trying to search for Julie. He noticed that I think Julie must have gone to a different dimension, and I must find her. He starts searching far and wide to understand where Julie could have gone. As Julie fixed up herself, she noticed that this is a robotic world. There are no human. There are no living things, or well, they're pictures of plants, but there are no plants in this dimension. She's tried to search for a way to send a signal out, but she doesn't know how. As she started to scramble around, she realized that she was in the lab. A lab that's her own. Well, this version of her own. And she noticed that whatever this version Julie is, has been fascinated with the living thing, continuously looking for the living things. She noticed multiple pictures and documentaries about plants, about animals, and about human. As she came across this note, this paper on the living thing on the planet called Earth, she looked around and found this version of robotic Julie has been sending signals to Earth. Maybe there's a way for her to find home and find a way back to Michael again. She works out the code. She couldn't quite send out everything, but she was able to locate a somewhat put together message out. And he went out to Michael. Michael realized, well, this way of writing reminds me of Julie. I think I can get it. Michael fashioned a message back, trying to find a way to search for Julie. He roughly knows where the dimension comes, but he couldn't quite be there. But he sent a signal out back to Julie. They were connected again. Julie knows Michael is looking for her, and Michael knows that Julie has received it. Now they just need a miracle. For somehow, this random robot picked up Michael's message. And he said, I think you're looking for someone. Let me help you. He started searching around in the robot dimension and finally figured a way out to locate Julie. The robot, well, let's call him Robot Michael, searched far and wide and finally came across Julie's lab. As he peered inside, Julie yelped, "Who are you?" He said, "I am here on behalf of Michael." Julie started to cry, but no tears are coming out. So you found me. In this robotic dimension, there are no living things. However, on this day, when they reconnected, an orange goldfish showed up outside of Julie's lab, signaling Julie to climb on board and fly off with her. Julie thought goldfish can fly in this world that does not have any living things. With much skepticism, there was no proof for anything, but she felt she needed to take the leap. She grabbed the beautiful fins of this goldfish and let it take off. The goldfish ascended to the sky, and as everything started to become smaller and they go into this warp, and next thing you know, Julie re-emerged from the wormhole of the blanket, reunited with Michael, both in tears. And Michael knelt down on one knee as he goes. This should have happened before that happened. It improves our loves go through dimensions in human forms or robotic forms. It doesn't matter. And all I want is you. Sweet dreams, sleepyheads. Be well.